My boss forced us to have fun, so I brought my therapist. I work for a company that believes mandatory fun is a valid management strategy. And if you've never experienced that phrase before, imagine your boss standing in a Hawaiian shirt shouting, "Let's bond," while everyone silently dies inside. Our manager, Steve, mid-40s, painfully upbeat, thought the secret to productivity was forcing us to play corporate games every month. Karaoke, trust falls, office Olympics. You name it, we've done it. Attendance was optional, in the same way oxygen is optional. Last month's email started like this. "Hey team, excited for another mandatory fun Friday. Bring your best smiles and positive attitudes." That's when I snapped. Because Steve didn't just make these events awkward, he made them therapy level awkward. He'd do icebreakers like, if you were an emotion, which one would you be and why? Or he'd make us go around in a circle and share one personal failure we've overcome. It was like group therapy, without consent. So I decided to make it official. That week, instead of replying with my usual fake enthusiasm, I messaged my actual therapist, Dr. Lane. I said, "So, my boss keeps running these weird pseudo-therapy events at work. How much would you charge to come observe one?" She thought I was joking. I wasn't. When I told her it was technically open to guests and plus ones, she said, "You're serious, aren't you?" I said, "Completely." To her credit, she agreed, mostly because she found it fascinating from a psychological standpoint. The next Friday, everyone gathered in the break room. Streamers, donuts, that fake team spirit that smells like stale coffee and dread. Steve clapped his hands together and shouted, "All right, team, today's about connection. Let's go deep." And that's when I walked in with Dr. Lane. She was in a blazer, carrying a clipboard and smiling politely. Steve's face lit up. "Oh, you brought a guest. That's the spirit." "Yep," I said. "This is Dr. Lane. She's my therapist." The room went silent. Someone choked on their donut. Steve blinked. "Oh, a therapist?" "Yeah," I said casually, taking a seat. "Since we're doing emotional sharing today, I figured I'd bring a professional." You could feel the awkward tension spread like fog. But Dr. Lane was incredible. She just nodded and said, "Don't mind me. I'm here to support healthy emotional boundaries." Steve nervously laughed. "Haha, great. Love the energy." The first exercise was pass the emotion ball. You had to catch it and share a feeling. When it landed on me, I said anxiety, specifically workplace-induced. Dr. Lane nodded approvingly and took notes. When Steve caught it, he said, Joy?" Dr. Lane asked, completely deadpan. "And how authentic would you say that joy feels in this moment?" He froze. The room erupted. People were trying not to laugh. The rest of the session turned into an unintentional group therapy session, the real kind. People started venting about burnout, unrealistic deadlines, and how mandatory fun wasn't actually fun. Steve tried to steer it back to positivity, but Dr. Lane said softly, "Sometimes positivity can be a form of denial." Steve, that line will live in my memory forever. By the end, Steve was sweating through his floral shirt. Dr. Lane wrapped up by saying, "This has been a valuable exercise in emotional honesty. I'd suggest a few changes to the team culture, starting with voluntary fun." Everyone clapped. Actual applause. The following Monday, we got an email. "Team, after reflecting on recent feedback, we've decided to make Friday events optional. Thanks for your input." Optional. Finally, I forwarded it to Dr. Lane with the subject line, "Therapy works." Sometimes the best way to fix corporate nonsense is to bring in someone who can diagnose it.